Hi everybody, Sean Woodland inside the CrossFit Update Studios, getting you set for the 2017 Reebok CrossFit Games in Madison, Wisconsin. The Affiliate Cup competition is going to be one of the most exciting that we have seen. CrossFit Mayhem going for their third straight Affiliate Cup championship. Joining me now via Skype to break it all down is a man who has won 3 Affiliate Cup championships. He is the most decorated team athlete in Games history. He will also be part of our team coverage at the 2017 Reebok CrossFit Games. He is James Hobart. James, how you doing?
Good to see you again, Sean.
What's the biggest difference for teams as they move from regionals to the CrossFit Games?
I think the main difference is experience and preparation. The unknown is enhanced and exploded tenfold at the games. There's just much less that you can prepare for. And as long as you've been covering all of your bases all year round, it'll help sort of hedge your bets. But I would say that's the biggest difference.
Other than just well-rounded fitness, what are some of the things that teams need to have in order to be successful when they get to Madison?
I think the simplest thing there is they just need to have poise, and it's a hard thing to practice, and it's just understanding that the 5 other people on your team want to win and are willing to do the things necessary to win just as bad as you want to do those things. So when little mistakes happen, there's not this huge meltdown. It's instead of pointing the finger, the best teams will look at each other and say, okay, here's what we're dealing with now. What can we do next? And I think that's a huge thing that teams have to work on, because everyone there is just as fit as you are, and it's going to be won in the little areas and the small little screw ups and victories throughout the weekend.
CrossFit Mayhem, of course, will be the favorites going in, given what they have done the past 2 years. You've been on that team. What's the key to beating them?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I think one of the things that Mayhem does really well, aside from winning events, I believe they have roughly 13 event wins at the games, which makes them a huge threat. One of the things they do really well is they minimize the damage in events that are not their strongest. They're still somewhere hanging out in the top 15. So I think the first thing to do is for teams who think they have a shot to win events, they need to go out and win those events, not just be complacent with a second or a third or a fifth, because those first place points, even though there's more events at the games than there are regionals, those first place points are so valuable come Sunday afternoon.
Other than Mayhem, you've watched a lot of these teams compete. Who do you think some favorites are heading into the CrossFit Games?
Yeah, and looking at the different cross-regional comparisons that have been floating around, I think 12 Labor's CrossFit, they are the only team, I believe, to finish in the top 10 at the games 3 times. CrossFit Fort Vancouver, with the return of Jess Core, has a really great shot. They handled their region quite easily, and they have a lot of strong individual competitors. They've been at the games 9 years in a row. And I think the other big name that we're going to see up there, 2 big names, are Reebok CrossFit Back Bay and then the Wasatch Brutes. You see them all over Instagram sort of chirping that they're going to stop the mayhem, so they say. They're going to be a threat, certainly.
Who are some teams that people might not know about? You mentioned some pretty big name teams right there, but some dark horse teams that might have a chance of sneaking into the top 10, maybe even into the top 5.
I might have to eat my words here, but I'm going to keep my eyes on a couple different teams. They're doing well in the coming out of regionals in the cross-regional comparison. One is CrossFit JST, the first team from England to make it to the games. A lot of good competitors there. Young team, championed by Steve Fawcett, former individual games competitor. And then the other 2 teams I'm going to have my eye on, one is going to be Big CrossFit coming out of Argentina. I think, and having seen what they've been up to in their training, they are really training like a professional team. They've been together for months now. They've been hanging out in California training. So they've had a lot more exposure to the elements and tools and implements that might show up at the games. So my eye is going to be on them as well. And then finally is Reebok CrossFit One, and I might get some flack for this because I coach there. But I will say this, I wasn't 100% impressed with their teamwork as they went into regionals. And having seen their training progress a little bit, I think they're much more prepared to be a team and handle all the unknown that comes out at the game. So I'm curious to see how they'll do, and I think they'll surprise some people.
James, we appreciate your time. Good luck, going back to Reebok CrossFit One after that, and hope you can deal with Austin and Spencer with no trouble.
Yeah, it'll be all right. Yeah. Thank you, Sean.
You bet. We'll see you in Madison, Wisconsin. The 2017 Reebok CrossFit Games get going on August 3rd through August the 6th. You can watch all the action live in one of 3 places. You can go to the Games page on Facebook. You can go to cbssports.com, stream it there, and you can also watch It all go down on games.crossfit.com. Affiliate Cup competition is going to be a fun one. We will see you in Madison, Wisconsin.